Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Welker Farms. We got a lot of farming to do. Let's get to it. But first, this video is brought to you by Brooklyn Bedding. More of that in a minute. All right, let's get this thing warmed up. Let's keep going. Leg arms definitely is not feeling well. He's very sick, so we're gonna be trying to fill in his shoes. So we'll see. But we got Brandon Stokes. He's gonna try to run one of the air drills. Dad's been kind of training him on that. Wiggly Wakester Brad's gonna come and he's gonna jump on this soon. Dad will probably be in another air drill. And then when that all happens, I'll get back to getting the sprayer ready so I can start getting some pre-emergent down on this stat. And it's gonna blow today. Fun. With this old easy steer system and this sloppy old big bud, that's the best word to put it can't seem to do much over 6.5 miles an hour without starting to walk with this roller. So like right now I'm starting to walk a little bit, so I gotta slow down, let it straighten out, and then I can give it gas and start going again. And so what I found is if I hand steer it, I can do a better job and I can get about 8 miles an hour out of it. So that's improvement. It just means I have to hand steer it. It's kind of a bummer. But that's more getting done. So right, do it. Just hand steer it. I still have a light bar I can follow though, so it's easy to know which way I've got to go. I've been fiddling for a while and I think I've got the settings on this about as dialed in as I can get it. So now instead of 6 miles an hour, I'm doing almost 8. Still slewing a little bit, sine wave, but there's it's just I don't think this tractor is designed to pull a big roller, but it's working. You know what? 8 miles an hour, that's great. 85 feet, yeah, get a lot done that way. So Brad the Wiggly Wagster, he's going to be here soon to replace me, so I'm going to switch gears and go to spray. My favorite thing. Quick stop in the shop, but actually, let's head to my house so I can show you guys today's video sponsor, Brooklyn Bedding. Let's go. Welcome to the bedroom. This piece of furniture you'll be spending the most of your life on, so it's pretty important. And in farming, sometimes sleep isn't as abundant as you would like it to be, so we like good sleep. And that's where the Sedona from Brooklyn Bedding comes in. Let's take a look at it. We've had this mattress for a couple weeks now. Mama likes it, Daddy likes it, and if you don't shut your door and lock it, at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, you'll have 4 other kids in there with you too. This is the queen
And if you order one of these, you get a 120-night trial plus limited warranty. Once ordered, Brooklyn beds show up at your door, free shipping in the United States. Comes in a big box, a little heavy, but you can manage it. Bring it in the room, unpack, cut the plastic, fold it out, lay it down. Right off the bat, noticed no smell. Previous mattresses I've gotten off the internet that come in a box, they stunk for a while. Also, no fiberglass using this, so for health concerned people, it definitely is better. Nice material, real soft, nice edging, firm when you sit on the edge, so you can put your shoes on, you're not sliding off. Another feature I appreciate about mattresses is when they add a handle on the sides. You know, a mattress is pretty big, and getting that around the house sometimes can be challenging, up and down stairs, and when there's no handles or you're trying to grip from the sides, not easy. So yeah, handles are nice. And a bonus of these being designed, assembled, and shipped out of Arizona, you get to skip the middle guy, which means the price discount goes to you. So a premium bed without the premium price. Brooklyn Bedding's website is easy to navigate, and they've got a sleep quiz on there that helps determine what mattress suits you best from their inventory based upon your lifestyle. If you're in the market for a new mattress, check out brooklynbedding.com or scan the QR code on the screen. And if you want 30% off your order, because, I mean, who doesn't, use the promo code Welker Farms. And I suppose it's about that time. I get back to work. I'll be on this later tonight. So it's a win-win. Let's go. Well, now we got Brad running the roller. And I went to town, got some product for the sprayer. So it's time for me to wake up Big Brute. Let's go give him a warm welcome. Get him out of the shop. Get some hoses put on him. Put some tips on it. Put some screens and filters back into it. Check fluids. And then try to remember how to run it again. Every year. There she be. Right there. Ran it just like a week ago. So battery should be good. But you just never know. Well, that took afternoon, but the Brute is ready to go. I saved you guys the hassle of watching all the non-stop things to get the Brute ready. I think you just, pull it out of the building and go, because it ran last fall, but no. Change nozzles, clean screens, check fluids, grease, fill, and then found a crack, 2 cracks, weld, patch, unhook all the electronics while I weld, hook it all back up again. Get the spray trailer. It was just non-stop. So with all that, I'm going. So let's go spray. All right, I think we're rolling. So I'm doing 7.5 gallons an acre, putting on a pre-emergent as well as a burn down for whatever's growing here. And then I'm deposition agent to change the water droplet size. So this wind that we're dealing with, that I have no choice but to spray in, hopefully won't drift real far, as well as help spread the cover of the pre-emergent on the soil. And then a surfactant too to help with burn down. Makes sense. It's all good. Should do. Grow great peas. Hopefully they're worth something. We'll see. Who knows? Anybody's guess how this year's going to turn out with markets. It's Wild West right now, so we'll see what happens. But it's nice to be running. All right, we're off again. It's just going to be this over and over and over. I'm having a lot of trouble with my nozzles plugging. The pre-emergent is I don't know why, I don't understand the science behind it, but they put it in like a clay solution. Well, that clay settles and likes to plug stuff like the filters and screens. And I tried spraying without a couple screens just to see if I could get away with it, because the screens usually plug and then the nozzles plug. So that's kind of what happened. The screens are for us, the stock nozzles are plugging. So I just have to change screens out every now and then. Otherwise, we're good. So beautiful weather today, beautiful weather. It's gonna be up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit with very little wind. Perfect because I'm spraying up against winter wheat. And I've got herbicide that winter wheat does not like. So I gotta be careful. But we'll get her done, and we'll see if we can get switched over to spring wheat today too, because the guys are pretty much done with peas, which means it's wheat, fertilizer, a little treat, and a bunch of acres. All right, well, I'm caught up to Brad with the pre-emergent pea spray. he's got some rolling to do before I can start spraying again, because I can go a lot faster than he can. So I'm gonna get up bright and early in the morning, and I'm gonna start spraying ahead of the tractors for spring wheat. So what we're gonna try to do is knock out any grasses that are growing right now. Cheat grass is the one that we don't like, and it likes to grow early. So it's already up and sprouting, and if I don't get on it, the drills will go over it, and then it's hard to kill after that. So I'll do that in the morning. Leg Arms is not doing well. He's really sick, but he did manage to get me a load of water, so thanks, Leg Arms. He's been working hard even though he's been sick. I think he's got the crud that I had like a month ago, so poor guy. Anyways, we'll continue this tomorrow morning, so we'll see you then. All right, update on spring seeding. It's Wild West out here. It's windy today. I'm spraying ahead of the air drills on spring wheat, so that's nice. Not spraying next to winter wheat. That's really nice. Not worried about overspray and drift. The guy situation, Brandon Stokes had to take today off, so he's out of the equation today. Leg Arms, not doing well. Went to the doctor this morning, and they've got, pretty sure, bronchitis, and it's turning into pneumonia in his lungs with the flu. He definitely has the flu. So they got him some goodies to help fight that, but he needs to just take care of himself. So he's gonna just stay home, relax, and rest for the next few days. So we'll be okay. It just means that we're just gonna have to do things a little differently. So we won't have air drills running today right away. But long story short, we'll press on and press through. Dad's gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna keep spraying while I can. And that way, when it comes time to really get air drills rolling, I can be there for that, instead of trying to spray and do that at the same time, which doesn't work so good. Let's keep going.
Well, it's the day after finishing the peas. Yesterday we finished the peas. We had Brandon running the 5 1/4, doing a great job. And so that was freeing for me to go and help around the farm here. And oh, just a minute. Let me do something here. Okay, you guys turn around. I don't want you to look. There. Okay, a little magic trick, right? Hats off to me. Well, anyway, Mad Hatter. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it. Yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. Anyway, I got my trusty sidekick. Hey, Kobe, how you doing? The last few days, now that we had Brandon out here running, and so I was running back and forth with the pickup, and he's been living in this pickup. He loves just sitting in the seat, and I got to start doing the switch over to spring wheat. We're going to be seeding spring wheat probably in a day or so, and so I've got to get rid of the peas that's in that new tender that you saw. Awesome trailer. Love it. It's just real handy just to have everything in one trailer, pull up alongside, no more backing up, lifting the hoist, wondering if you get it up too far, have to go back in the tractor or your truck, and then all that, running 2 trucks, doing 2. Now we can simplify it. So yeah, it's really awesome. But what I got to do is, we have a little bit of peas left over from seeding. They're good. They just got a little inoculant on them. We're going to use them for seed next year. I'm going to dump them back in the bin. So what I got to do is, I got to go get this auger that's over here at our bin site and get it running. Now, you're wondering why Kobe and I are doing it and I'm not having help. Well, right now, the big thing is we're going to start the spring wheat acres seeding, and Nick needs to spray before we start seeding, because there could be there is winter annuals and maybe some cheat grass, that which we want to be destroyed before we put the seed in the ground. And so that's important that he keeps doing it. We do have Brad, Willie Wiggles, Snake Man. He's rolling the peas. I think he has one more day after today, and he might have it all rolled. And then Nick has to go back and finish spraying the peas. So that's what's important. Scott, he got hammered. Well, Kobe, that's a lot of talk for nothing, right? Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm gonna grab a battery pack because I know that battery's weak. It's warm enough. It's about 60, so really shouldn't need that starter juice. Oh, that's not gonna. I'm gonna have to open up that when I'm ready. Okay. Now, if I can keep the door open. Oh, thank you. All right, let's see. Do I have ether? Oh, I do have ether. It's warm, but you know, the battery's gonna be weak. I'm just gonna give it a shot in this secret hole. Don't tell anybody. That's more liquid than spray. All right, here we go. Started a lot better than I thought. Okay, I wonder who caught that. I'm just curious. There was something that I didn't do. I wonder how many of you guys caught that. When I got up there after I put the clamps on, I forgot to turn this battery pack on. Some of you guys caught that and you're going, wait a minute, he didn't turn that on. It's called age factor kicking in. The wind is just being relentless, so I threw in the towel for spraying. Excuse me. There we go. And I'm gonna focus on, with Dad, we're gonna take the haul and get some seed fertilizer in it and start getting these drills calibrated. So I just put another shuttle on the trailer for tonight. So that way when I run out of the other one, I'll be able to keep spraying because hopefully tonight will be good weather. Actually, I'm supposed to go to this side. So anyways, just a battle of the elements, but we'll get her done and just focus on getting drills calibrated now. That winter wheat's sure taking off. It's starting to really look like a blanket out there. Won't be long. Be just a nice, even green lawn. Oh, I love that look. Before the drought kicks in and turns into sadness. But we'll enjoy it while it lasts. And maybe the drought won't kick in until after we harvest, right? That's the goal. So let's make it to that far. All right. Thank you for reminding me. Just about started loading in this haul all, but I had opened up all the gates to shake out any peas that we had in there just so that it wouldn't end up in the calibration because that's the first it's used. But I've got to shut these gates. So let's start the first one. That one's shut. That's shut. That's shut. All right, we have them shut. Thank you for reminding me. I need that every so often. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna get the spring wheat in. Let's let that down a little bit. Looks like Dad's already got the wheat going in. I don't know if we'll fill it completely full yet. We'll probably just fill a hopper with wheat and a hopper with fertilizer and use that to get everything calibrated just to confirm everything's good to go. And then when we're rolling in the fields, then we'll bring the haul back and load it up. All 1,260 bushels? I think 1,260. Yeah, that's a lot. You guys could have only seen this bin yard before we started doing all this stuff to it. When I was a little kid here, how different this yard was. We've moved so much stuff around. Oh, grain bins, old buildings, junk, concrete pillars, all sorts of stuff. Grain and dryer, trailer. It's amazing. But I think it's improved. The hood's also for the wind. Helps keep the hat on so I don't lose it because I've already lost it like 4 times today. It's a nice hat. I don't want to lose this thing. See if we're tall enough here. Keep going. Yeah, we're good. 6 inches. We're good. Yeah, let's get this thing warmed up. So we decided again this year we're not going to do much of a blend. This stuff we had hauled to the farm to spread on the winter wheat, but because there's not much moisture in the forecast, we're just going to use it on our spring wheat.
and then get more fertilizer when we get something in the forecast to put on the winter wheat. It just, I don't know. Not that we want to plan for the worst, but we just don't want to throw a lot of money at this crop without knowing that we're still stuck in that dry cycle that we've been in for the last 5 going on 6 years. I think working 7, you know, 7's a pretty common number, so maybe 7 is what it takes to get out of it. But once we know we're in a year where the moisture's coming strong, we'll probably start switching and putting some more phos in the ground, sulfur, because we're only growing like 10, 15 bushel crops, and our protein's averaging 17, 18 protein, which is 4 to 5 points higher than it should be for what you're doing. So we might as well not 4 to 5, 3 to 4. So we're obviously got way too much nitrogen in the ground. So we're just gonna put a light dose of N in and urea and call it good. Well, Dad's topping off that hull, and I'm gonna take and get the Series 2, which I won't be able to set much longer because we're gonna have 2 Series 2s. That thing. The 525, let's pull this up and over and get its meters taken out. He's got one taken out right now. Oh, well, maybe I don't need to. They pulled the peas out of it that was left in it, put it back in the bin, so he's got to tie this up. But I want to get it back over to the shop because we got to calibrate this thing with wheat and fertilizer, get the fine roller in the front, and then this one will actually be about ready to go. And maybe we can start seeing some wheat today. We'll see. Also, just like I found an arrowhead a while back. I don't always tell everybody keep your eyes on the ground. You should always be looking down. You know, it's supposed to be looking up, but when you're on a farm, look for stuff like this. Can't tell you how many nails and screws and chunks of sharp metal we found laying around that fell off who knows what, and sometimes tires don't like that stuff. All reliable. It's amazing what a good battery will do. Doesn't take much to start. So we've got a treat keg up there, hooked with air. Treat's going up the auger, and it's mixing and treating the wheat with treat. And seed treat is used for bacteria, funguses, stuff that might attack the seed while it's in the soil, as well as things like wireworm. We've done it some years we haven't. We haven't had any wireworm issue on this farm, but it's just a little extra insurance. It costs about $1 an acre. So 5,000 acres of spring wheat, $5,000 a treat. 1,000 acres of spring wheat, 1,000 acres of treat. But we're doing it. So just kind of get things dialed in right now. So that's the getting the rate and everything figured out. Takes a little bit of finessing. Well, the wind's got a little better, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing going again and see if I get some more acres knocked out tonight. All right, looks like lights on, pump's warming up, hooked up to the sprayer, all the chemicals connected, cable's connected to the mix mate. I'll rev it up here in a second if this makes a connection. And we're connected. Water valve opens. Now the water's running through the system. It's pumping water into the sprayer from the tanks. And we're doing tank for valve 3. And valve 3 is a surfactant. And that's going in the mix too. And then when that's done, which is right here, the Hellfire, then it'll switch to the glyphosate in the back, which is right there. So do water, Hellfire, then glyphosate. And those two will finish before the water finishes. And when those finish, the valve opens up all the way and then runs all the water flow to that. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a neat little setup here. Definitely custom. Mixed mate and Duraplas tanks, all kinds of goodies. So yeah, I need to get a seat here. I spent a lot of time on this trailer.